Easy Delivery Co. is a relaxing driving game with strange secrets. Based in a scenic mountain town, you are tasked with delivering goods from A to B to make enough money to keep yourself going. And based initially on the graphics of this game, it should probably be an absolute fail right from the get-go. But it isn't, because it's super difficult not to like this game. Based on modern graphics alone, it should have fallen flat on its face immediately, but it doesn't. But why doesn't it? Well, that's actually quite difficult to answer, because although the gameplay is very simplistic and the physics are very gamified, somehow it manages to balance out enough of the necessary parts to make a good game, and therefore it is a good game. So to explain, you are, I think, a cat with a small delivery vehicle. You accept jobs, collect the goods, and then deliver them to the recipient through a twisty mountainous location that is suffering from fluctuating levels of blizzard, making it very difficult to see where you're going. These blizzards create full-on roadblocks and also numerous little snow mounds which can cause you to spin, flip, or crash, none of which are good for your cargo. You can actually drive in first person or third person, and it's so cold that your character cannot actually spend more than about 30 seconds outside of shelter or in the comfort of your van. And yet, there are numerous mini missions requiring you to spend extended amounts of time in the outside. Now, there are shops and locations that you can pop into to buy certain goods, and I suspect as the game evolves and expands and opens up, more of these shops will become available. To make life even more difficult though, you have energy levels which drop very fast, and they can only be boosted by buying cans of energy drink, which are really expensive. Now there may be a loophole to exploit here. I'm not going to ruin any nuggets of the game, but something was said at the beginning of the game which leads me to believe there may be an alternative to the very, very expensive can of drink option, but what the consequences of taking that alternative would be, I do not know. Fuel is another essential commodity which is extremely expensive, and for some reason the garage owner is a completely miserable git. Now, Easy Delivery Co. as a title is an interesting one because this is a game that's anything but easy. Partly because nothing is really explained very well. That is until at least you discover the informant, which is a cat, I think, that sits beside an open fire, and they give you tasks and guide you to sort of progress through the game. So the gameplay is good. I like the challenge. It's intriguing. It's Moorish. It's definitely unique. The physics, although not very real, are realistic enough to be playable and enjoyable. And then there's the exploration, the problem solving and the discovery and all of the stuff that you don't yet know. And on top of all these positives, the game audio I think is actually really rather good. So the negatives. The graphics are absolutely ancient. It's very difficult to see what you're doing. Somehow this adds to the charm. Tutorial, as I mentioned, is lacking. It's very easy to miss the knowledgeable one, and if you do that, you'll be driving around in circles for a little while trying to figure out what's going on, because there's no real sort of linear-led helping system in place, so you have to find that guy or figure it out for yourself. Now, in my humble opinion, for what it is, I think the price is too high, but that's going to be different for everybody. It can get a little bit repetitive, and I find it quite frustrating that there are no straps for the van yet. You may be able to buy them later on. But from what I've discovered, losing cargo doesn't really seem to matter very much at the moment anyway. Whether or not that's something that will change in the full game, or become more of a thing later on, or maybe it will stay the same, I have no idea. The physics, as I mentioned, are a bit gamified. One thing that I didn't like is the fact that you cannot reverse and do a 180 skid, despite the fact that you're in slippy conditions. The physics are just not good enough yet. And as such, on the same note really, there's no power sliding or handbrake capability either. So I'd like to see the van get upgrades. This may be in the game already. In fact, all of my hopes and dreams for this may already be in the game. Character upgrades like warmer clothing may be in the game as well. I've already seen a lantern for about $60, which is very expensive. It's going to take you a little while to get that sort of money together. And I'd like to see an improvement on the physics and perhaps even the graphics just tidied up a little bit so it's a little bit easier to see. But I've got to say, driving along in first person is really quite good. Driving along in third person, which is something I never do, feels very, very natural. And actually is my preferred way to drive in this game. But yeah, there's something about this game. It's so intriguing. I feel like I need to know the story behind why the radio stations are shut down, and I want to explore the map. I want to see what else is there. I want to see what else the game has to offer. The audio is exceptionally good considering how limited everything else is, and the developer clearly has a real passion for sort of delivery games, I would say. It's quite impressive for what it is. I just think the price is a little bit too high, but let me know your thoughts on this one. There's plenty of gameplay. You can go watch gameplay on CBK Ultimate Realism, and there's a little bit of gameplay in this review here. But yeah, this is it's quirky, but quirky in a good way.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy.